Hello students, this is Mr. Ngubo. I'm going to take you through the human resource management and 6 in farming. This is our lesson number 1. The textbook, it's written farm management. You're going to start from page 165 to 167. I'm going to need your textbook, your pen and paper, together with the facilitation summary if you are lucky enough. So this is our lesson goals. I'm going to introduce you to basic human resource, the basic departments that work in a normal business, management and leadership used by businesses using aspects such as activities, theories of approach, styles, and other applications in terms of farming. Okay, for a student, I need you to understand the basic human resource, to understand the basic different types of departments, and then to be able to think about the different aspects, activities, theories of approach, and styles of management and leadership also in farming. Let's move forward. Let's start. The introduction to human resource. Now, human resource introduction, what it refers to. This refers to activities, policies, and general functions that relates to employees or personnel department. So you're looking at human. Remember the word human. You are thinking about human beings in this regard. Human resource. What is a resource? You need to know about these two words so that you are going to put it together so that you know. Now, let's look at it exactly what it is. It refers to people who make up the workforce of the organization, business sector, or the economy. It also serves as a department of the business organization that deals with personal administration, recruitment and selection, and training of employees. Now, what are the importance of the function of a human resource? Now, we're looking at human resource as the department now, right? It is for hiring and recruitment of employees. It controls the employees' employment conducts. It ensures employment labor laws and legislations. It determines training and development. It deals with employees' compensation. If you know the human resource department, it deals with hiring and recruiting. It controls employees. Think about someone who's being employed in an organization in this regard. You need to hire that person. You need to control that person. You need to make sure that he ensures about the laws and the legislations in terms of the employment. It's also you need, as an employer, training and develop that individual. You also need to compensate or remunerate that particular individual. Let's move on. Now, this is a normal organizational function or department. We've got so many departments, but now we've got administration, finance, operational or / production. Others they tend to cut that one. Operational something else, production something else, human resource, purchasing, marketing. There's a lot. It depends to the structure of the business. But where we are here. This is where we are. This is where our focus is. Our focus is on a human resource as a department now, right? We're looking at it as a department. Control employment contracts, control staff absenteeism, which is one of the behaviors that we realize it's happening under the workplace. Ensures employment, labor laws, conduct performance appraisals. So this is where we are actually. Remember, this goes together with this. As human resource, as a department in this regard. Remember, a human resource can be also a human that is dealing with hiring and recruiting of other people. Don't forget that. Okay, let's move on. So, in this regard, we're going to look at this one only. Remember, this is now farming. We just need a human resource. A person that is going to do this in terms of the employment of these particular employees. Right, let's move on. Now, let's look at section B, which is now management and leadership. We've got common management, the way of taking charge to get things done in the business, to make it grow and achieve the business objectives and profits. So this is about doing things right. Do you still remember A, B, C, D, until you go to O, P, Q, R, S, T, R. There is R, S, T. So can you see how the management is doing? It starts with a T. It doing things right. So it means leadership will be the inverse. Will be doing right things. But we are not there yet. Let's look at the activities for the manager. Remember this? Can be management, can be the manager. This is just a normal or a common management. Planning, leading, organizing, controlling, and staffing. This is what we normally call it blocks, right? Planning, it's a way of setting goals and objectives. That's how you plan. You plan for something. I'm going to town tomorrow. Leading, influence, guide, motivate, show that you want this thing. Organizing, give a correct duties. A driver must drive something. Controlling, you must make sure that plans and those employment instructions that we talked about, the laws and legislations, you need to control those ones. You need to monitor according to the standard. Is that particular individual doing the job or not? Let's move on. Staffing. This is the way of getting right workers with the right requirements. Don't for your grade 12 and come here and say you got a grade 12. We'll catch you. That is staffing. So those are your management activities. Now we're moving. Okay, can we go back a little bit? Normal management approach or theories. We call them THH. This one will be covered in module 3, section 3. These theories or approaches or theories of approach of management towards the employees. You know these ones. This is how the manager, remember these duties? It's for the management of the manager. Now these ones, this is how the manager or the management looks at the employees. Like this one, traditional. This one, human relation. This one, human utilization theory. These are theories that when I'm looking at you, you are a criminal. You've got the red eyes, you are a criminal. Okay, let's move on. Common leadership, the way of influencing, directing and guiding staff to what the business wants to achieve in terms of objectives. Remember what I said? This is now tends to be an opposite, but doing right things. This thing is still correct. Doing the right things. Remember, the manager doing things right. But this one is about influencing and directing and guiding. Remember, a leader goes in the front and also comes back at the back of the mob. You lead in the front, you lead at the back. But remember, what is the manager or management? They're always facing the mob to see the mob are doing the thing. But being a leader, you are in front or you are at the back. These are most common activities, but not limited. Delegation, decision making, motivation, communication, coordination. We call these ones DDMCC. What is delegation? The way of allocating duties when we are not there. You give duties to other people to do the job, or you give somebody being responsible, trust that individual about the job. Decision making, the method of planning. How do you take your decision making strategies or planning? How do you deal with it? What strategy are you using? Motivation, satisfaction ways of individual needs by providing the range of rewards. How are you motivating your staff? Are you giving them money? Are you motivating them by doing what? Right? Communication, the better link of management and employees. How do you communicate? Is there a link between you and your employees? Remember, it's not limited to leadership. Also, management needs to do this. But some, they don't want to do this. They focus on the first 5. Okay? Coordination, the system of ensuring that departments work together. This is the application now, where when I looked at this one, I said, this one is for farming. You need to make sure. You need to make sure about your staff. Right? Let's look at leadership approach. This is how people needs to be or approaches things. Remember, the manager, and this one is a leader. A manager is doing something different. There is a manager, THH. This one, BSFQ. But it does not limit also the manager to focus this. Behavioral aspect, functional approach, situational approach, qualities approach. So these aspects as a leader you must have. Leaders' behavior must not make someone to have a special response in terms of stimuli. So don't make me to react other way around because of your approach as a leader. Don't swear at me when you're supposed to be in front. Show me how to walk on the knife. So your behavior, you must show me. Functional, the leader expected to contribute to the business functions effectively. Do your job first, then I can follow. Lead by example. Situational, leader must adapt his or her style when approaching the diverse situation. When you come and you see that someone is sitting, is not doing his job, ask. Don't just say, come to my office, I'm firing you. No, you might find the person is injured. You fired an injured person. Okay. Qualities. Now, the leader's personal qualities should reflect a range of people differences. Don't treat people the same, but treat them fairly. If you've got a female worker, tells you that I'm pregnant, and then you can shift that particular work to a male worker who is not pregnant. So think about this. Don't just say you are all human beings. No. That's an incorrect way. That's why we said leadership approach with theories. We said behavioral, functional, situational qualities. Let's move on. Let's look at management and leadership style. These styles are together. They work together for both management and leadership. But as a leader, as a manager, you choose which one because all of them are working. Autocratic, democratic, consultative, participative, laissez-faire. It's about making all decisions without discussing with employees. That is autocratic. This system, this style is correct. This style is incorrect. It depends on the application. I can use this when I see my building or my car, there is a storm that I need to move all cars under the shelter. Then I won't even need to have a meeting with my employees because I'm running the farming business. I have to move all my bakkies. I have to move all my goats. Democratic, it's about making decisions with a feel-free discussion. We discuss things that we're going to do. It's open. We can discuss. I cannot discuss. Consultative, it's about getting information. Get more information from other people. I can get, I cannot. Remember, this is a business. Depends the type of a decision as well. Participative style, it's about all employees participating in the decision-making process. Involve everyone. Laissez-faire, it's about leaders having a hands-off from the employees to make the decision. Now, you are in a situation whereby people are telling you, I'm very, very good in chickens. So let the people who are good in chickens do the chickens. Let those ones who are good in meal, let them do the meal, or maybe doing ricing or fishing. Let those people who got that skill and knowledge or an experience do that. They are going to take their own decisions. Remember, the way of writing, you can use your left hand or right hand. I always say right hand is always a good one. The left hand, it looks like okay, but I'm not there. Common management as well as leadership. These are the aspects. Activities, we call them blocks. Leadership, we call them DDMCC. Theories, we call them THH. Here we call it BSFQ. The style are the same, which is ADCPL, which is this one. Autocratic, democratic, consultative, participative, and laissez-faire. Okay, now let's go to our summary for lesson 1. Human resource introduction. This summarizes the basic human resource in common business and of the farming business using management and leadership activities, theories of approach, and styles. It also gives the background of where the human resource as a department comes from in terms of its own functions and of a business and for farming. Remember, I showed you the background for human resource as a department, that where is it coming from in terms of you dealing with the human resource. I think for this lesson, We covered management and leadership styles, which I think you still remember. We also covered the activities and the approach for the leadership, which does not exclude management. We also look at management itself, aspects together with approach of theories. And then I introduced you to the human resource where we looked at the human resource itself, its functions, and then we look at where is it coming from in terms of the departments or functions. Okay, as I mentioned, this is for our lesson 1. I'm from ITB campus, Mr. Ngubo. I would like to thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the day. See you on the next lesson. Thank you.